You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.
What?
The Coca Cola shit. Fuck.
Oh, wow. Don't read my notes. We're going to get into it.
I'm so angry over that.
We're going to get into it.
I just saw an ad. Give me 1 minute. I just saw an ad. MasterCard saluting all African-American CEO women. Like, it couldn't have been any more like...
I'm surprised it's not even black trans women CEOs.
I was actually just came from manicure and pedicure. That's right. It's been a while. And pedicure next to me, 60-year-old full fucking transgender guy it dressed as a full woman. I mean...
Okay.
And it was a guy's voice. It was voices deep in mine saying, "Oh yeah, I need my toenails cut." Fully dressed out like a woman. Like,
is there anything wrong with that?
No. Listen. Like a majorly unattractive woman. Which
I wasn't calling that person that. I was saying, is there anything wrong with what they're doing? But I wasn't saying, is there anything wrong with that?
But so I'm saying, so mom's over here. I'm over here, like really just like enjoying myself. The woman's getting deep into my feet with the massage, whatever. And then a woman comes down next to me, whatever, it's fine. Very like a handsome looking woman, got to be 60 years old.
So you really were looking, you got a good look at her.
Mom and I looked at each other. Mom and I looked at each other and we're like, you know, doing our mental telepathy, like, you think it's a guy or whatever. But, she's like, yeah, it's been a while since I had my toenails cut. And I look at mom like, okay.
Right. But honestly, good for that person to be, I wouldn't be like, because you know that they know that everyone's looking at them whenever they go out.
Oh, I only looked at once. Like,
I know, but you know
I
that
normally would look.
Right. Like, you know that everyone's staring and stuff. So good for them for having the balls, or maybe they don't have balls anymore.
Honestly,
but having
I don't
the balls
give a
to
shit.
do that.
I just happened to say, because I don't know what made me think of that from when I watched this morning, the fucking MasterCard.
Well, it is Black History Month.
Okay. Give me a fucking break.
Stop looking at the nose.
All right.
Because I'm going to bring all that stuff up.
Potato Head and the Coca Cola, and the world is just...
Well, this has been a big week. Like, so this is
every minute.
This is the second week of us doing a bonus episode for our Patreon. And last week we did it with Mom. So there was content.
I need to watch the Mom one. I didn't watch it. Was it good?
It's good. Yeah. It's very interesting.
Hey, everybody. How we doing?
They can't answer us.
We really had a good time going live. We got to go live twice a week, though.
On TikTok.
Yeah, I really enjoyed going live.
Yeah.
Can we go live on TikTok?
Now?
They're not shadow banning us?
No. So it's annoying when people are like, oh, I'm shadow banned because our views are down. That's like a thing that everyone says when their views are down. But I mean, we definitely are shadow banned. Like, everyone claims it, but there's no way to know, but I think we are. I mean, we were pulling 200, 300, 800,000 views on each video, and now we're getting like 8,000 instead of 800,000.
So what does that mean? Can people to see it?
So TikTok can outright ban you, which means you're off the platform, or they do this thing called a shadow ban, which it's never been proven that this happens, but it's a theory that all social media platforms do it, is they restrict your content. So the algorithm, if there's a shadow ban on us, the algorithm doesn't show us to as many people. Like, it just...
They're purposely not showing the amount of views. Because
I think it's because we were getting, like, we got a few content strikes in a row. We got like 3 in a week. And I think TikTok automatically
Why
banned
would we
it.
get any content blocks? That's terrible.
On TikTok, the algorithm doesn't like us because we talk... I think, one, we talk about things that are anti-TikTok, right? We are anti-China, and TikTok's owned by China. We're we're pro free speech, and we talk about how social media is bad,
and people should be themselves and live in their life.
And I think that TikTok doesn't really like that, the algorithm. And then also we've gotten content strikes for hate speech and violence on a few. It's said. I mean, you saying Nancy Pelosi should be shot on the head is violence. I can see why they took that down.
I get it. But
then they didn't take the Trump one down.
I also said Trump should be shot on the head just as a test, and they didn't take it down. So you like our little new studio we put together?
We are in a new studio.
Nice.
So that's the perks, or not the perks, the trials and tribulations of running a podcast out of the house, is that when you do changes on the house, we also have to change the podcast. Like, Well, you didn't get this desk for the podcast. We had to rearrange this whole room.
He's supposed to say we got the desk for the podcast.
No, but this is like such a pretentious desk. It's like a solid marble thing. We're not like that.
Because we believe in all of you who believe in all of us that we want to grow our future. So we invested.
No, but we're new. So we're still changing and growing. Joe Rogan has had two podcast studios. He's had literally one change of studio. This is our third already.
What was the first one?
The first one was me sitting on the couch, although we never filmed it. But filmed podcasts, we've had one in front of the TV. We've had one on the couch upstairs while Bubby was sleeping in this room. And then now we have this one. This will probably stick.
I like this one.
Also, we're still figuring out what we want behind us. We just put like some things that mean...
We did and Bronson did.
Yeah.
You can tell it's all Bronson's, not one thing of mine.
Look behind you. A picture of your father, a picture of your car. What do you mean? Those are yours. Cigar.
Don't get all fucking...
I designed it that side.
Nice.
To reference you.
That's nice. But the only thing would be nice if I like, what do you like, my wife?
You never expressed any interest in it.
But maybe I would do one.
Okay, so next week, design what you want to put there.
Yeah, well.
Also, I was thinking it'd be cool if anyone wants to like make stuff for us to put behind. Like stuff about the show, or like Chris D'Elia on his podcast, people would send him drawings, like cool drawings of him, or like the logo of the show and a cool art
pictures of him with 4-year-old girls, right? That kind of thing.
No, speaking of Chris D'Elia, he's back now. He released a video on his YouTube,
and
he just was like, "Look, I fucked up. Everything I did was legal. Everything I did was with women of age, but roofing." He was like, he was like, "Look, I just have a sex problem." He's like, I got into the world of comedy. I started getting famous, and girls were throwing themselves on me, and it changed how I thought about women. Okay. And he's like, "Look, I'm ashamed of it, but I cheated on all my girlfriends. I've cheated on my current fiance, and I'm not happy about it, but I did it, and I'm learning."
I respect that.
Yeah, I think it was really beneficial to his career. We'll see what happens.
Good for him. He's funny. I don't know him to judge him that way, but he's funny.
Yeah, I used to be a big fan. I mean, I still am a big fan of his comedy.
A big fan. Come on.
I shouldn't have said that. I'm a big fan of his comedy. Right now, he's not doing any of it, so there's nothing to be a fan of.
Okay.
He was in, which actually we should watch this trailer. You'll really like it. The new Zack Snyder movie called Army of the Dead. He directed Superman vs. Batman, Man of Steel, 300, Watchmen, Dawn of the Dead.
Love Watchmen.
Right, so he's a very hit or miss director, but when he hits, it really hits. Like 300 and Watchmen are great movies. Dawn of the Dead is a great movie. So he's doing a new zombie movie at Netflix where it's like it's supposed to be like Ocean's 11 and a zombie movie. So this group of people have to heist a Las Vegas casino because they need something inside, but it's overrun by zombies. So it's like a heist against zombies.
It's a guy's movie.
Right. Chris D'Elia was in it as one of the soldiers.
Like Zombieland was good.
Yeah. So, and it looks the trailer dropped. We can watch it later.
Who I know and met the writer and
of Zombieland.
Of Zombieland and Zombieland 2 and my favorite, with Deadpool, and what's my favorite? Six Underground.
That's actually funny. So we're at
dinner with the fucking guy.
We're at our friend's house.
And did I destroy him were you there when I destroyed him in the improv with the words?
No, I wasn't there at that part.
Great, but nice guy. And his wife did Mulan.
She wrote Mulan and Toy Story.
Yeah. And I was chilling with them, like just a big boy chilling.
Well, but writers are,
nice guy. Could not be a nicer guy.
But so in Army of the Dead, Chris D'Elia, it was his first major movie role. He's been in TV shows, as we know. We've watched some of them. But he was in this movie. He was cast. They filmed the whole thing. And then he got canceled, quote unquote. And they reshot all of his scenes with a woman.
Of course.
They literally reshot all. Wow. So they completely cut him out of the movie.
All right. So a couple of things before we get into this stuff. First of all, I love this setup. And this is great. I feel
professional.
But I feel
like we're like at a news desk.
No, but I feel I have more room. And this is not right in our face. We can see each other. And we don't have to be shoulder to shoulder. I like it. It's cleaner. It's nice. Still great positive feedback. Thank you to everybody. We're doing a March 18th.
March 18th. We are doing a live podcast
in Delray Beach, Florida, at a great place called Poor and Famous. Poor and Famous, Pour and Famous. It's a bar in Delray.
One of my favorite local bars.
And we're going to go in there. We sit and chilling, and we're going to have drinks.
We're going to do this, but with people.
In front of people, and then we're going to have questions and hanging out and just chilling with people, and we're looking forward to it.
So the info will be on our Instagram and Facebook when we get that out, probably by the time this drops. And if you're in the South Florida area, you got to come. Let us know.
We would love it.
Yeah. All right. So as I was saying earlier, big week. I was worried when we started the Patreon. I was like, I'm going to have to find content to fill up 2 episodes a week instead of 1. But this week there were so many that there were so many news stories that I filled up. So look at all this info. And this is just for this show.
It's like a book report.
I have a whole other
We're never getting
page for the bonus episode.
But the first one is, I don't care who you are. I don't care what your political views are. It is. So I'm told by my wife that I curse too much, but this warrants it. Who the fuck would agree with it?
So you're talking about the Coca Cola thing. Do you know the background, or do you want me to go into it a little bit?
Go into the background, because it's starting to get me a little tension in my shoulders and neck area.
Okay.
Look at this.
So last week, leaked photos of a Coca Cola training seminar got on the internet from one of the people who was participating in the seminar. It was like a training exercise, and it was hosted by Robin DiAngelo, who wrote the book White Fragility, which is a nonsensical book about how she's a white woman, and it's about how white people are like natural oppressors and have pretty much like ruined society because of their culture.
She a lesbian?
I don't know.
How many cats you have at home?
What?
How many cats does she have?
I don't know. So
I guarantee, I bet she has like 12 cats at home.
Okay, so
she never married.
This was a training seminar from
exec. Is she married?
I don't know.
I bet she's not married.
I don't know enough about Robin DiAngelo because I'm not really interested in her.
Okay, go ahead.
But you should read her book. You'll get really
yeah,
but I've read parts of it.
Yeah, I want to waste my time.
So Coca Cola had a training seminar where they were training like executives, so it's in the corporate offices, not like the people who drive the trucks to deliver Coca Cola. It's in their corporate offices. And the training seminar was called Confronting Racism, Understanding What It Means to Be White, Challenging What It Means to Be Racist. So these screenshots weren't supposed to get out. This was supposed to be an internal Coca Cola thing. So I'm just going to read you what these screenshots.
Makes me not want to drink Coke anymore.
So one of the slides.
Oh my God.
One of the slides says.
Oh my God. It's fucking crazy.
Wait, but this is really dangerous.
Wait, whoa. This is a multi-billion-dollar corporate America.
Also, everyone on the executive board of Coca Cola is white.
Okay, I want to be very clear. First of all, it looks like a 3-year-old put this fucking presentation together, number one.
Yeah.
Literally, it looks like it's from 1907. Second of all, the first sentence and caption is, can I read it?
Yeah. Wait, I lost it.
It's a thing underlined right there to the right. And then it says, and then has bullet points below it. To be less white is to : Could you imagine? To be less white is to :
No, but to be less white is to be less oppressive.
No, I get it.
Be less arrogant. Be less certain. Be less defensive. Be less ignorant. Be more humble. Listen, believe, break with apathy, and break with white solidarity.
Okay, now let's say this. To not be white means you're not oppressive.
Right.
You're not arrogant. No. Let me say
this. So it means being white is you're oppressive. Right? You're arrogant. You're certain of everything.
Right.
You're defensive. You're ignorant.
You're not humble. You don't listen. You don't believe. You don't break with apathy, and you don't break with white solidarity. Okay, that's so fucking offensive, guys. I'm sorry. There's nothing even to say. No, Bronson, you do know. Does that not give you despair for you growing up?
It really does, and that's why like people keep saying Bronson's not liberal.
No, that's like common sense.
But it's like, how can you consider yourself allied with the left when this is what they're promoting? This is harmful to everyone in America.
See, so one thing that, and I want to say that, which is very important to Bronson and I,
important to me and Bronson.
That too. Okay, so it's important to all 4 of us then. Okay, so what happens is the beauty of we want to get out. Bronson, the message is everyone has a right to be who they are. We believe that. I don't care if he's more liberal than I am. I'm more conservative, and if I make stupid, dumb statements, whatever it is, The reality is everyone has the right to be who they are. That's a beautiful thing. We don't have to agree. We talk about that every time. But now I have to feel bad, which I don't fucking feel bad at all. I have to feel that I am a negative, bad person just because the color of my skin's white.
Which is, by the way, that sentence is extremely racist.
It's the most racist fucking thing.
Right. So they're saying, by the way, remember the first slide.
I love that.
The first slide says challenging what it means to be racist. So this is it says confronting racism is the topic of this educational.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It says confronting racism, but that's not what they really mean.
No, that's what I'm saying. So it's literally about confronting racism, and it's one of the most racist things I've ever seen.
Go back.
It's one of the most racist things I've ever seen.
Because it's such bullshit. It says confronting racism, but then it says about understand what it means to be white. So it's the whole purpose was not it shouldn't say confronting racism. You say how to be less white. That's really what the purpose of the seminar was for. Do you not agree with that?
This slide outlines it. The next slide says, in the U.S. and other Western nations, white people are socialized to feel that they are inherently superior because they are white. Research shows that by age 3 to 4, children understand that it is better to be white.
What research?
The next slide, literally, it just says, try to be less white. That's all it says.
Not only that, but in color. The other was black and white. This one is bold in color. Look at the font difference. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean.
No, oh my God. I can no longer drink Diet Coke? What do I do?
No, but see, that's what I don't necessarily agree with. Like,
what don't you agree with?
Why,
Bronson?
Why give up Coke for? Right, I'm always conflicted on that. Like, people are like, boycott this, boycott that.
No, I hear you, but I have to explain something to you. That's the nastiest thing. That's worse than Hitler talking about the Jews.
Stop comparing to not
that's
to
worse.
The Holocaust.
No, that's worse. Because
it's not worse. It's different. There's no better or worse. It's different.
In my opinion, that's fucking evil. That's direct racism. There's nothing black and white about it. It's actually all black, not even white.
It's completely racist. And now if you go
assholes
so the training course was hosted through LinkedIn, and now if you go, it says page down. Not found. It's not here anymore.
And you know why? That's censorship again. They want you to only get out. They only want to get out.
No, well, they took it down because they were facing a lot of backlash. It got out and they didn't want it to get out, which is even scarier.
That's my point. At least if you can do something, own it. Chris D'Elia, he owned it
after a year. But
okay,
yeah,
but my point is, this.
But also,
terrible.
you would think that if Coca Cola was trying to be woke, it would be public, that they would be happy to share that they're doing like training to be less white, but they were hiding it.
I want my own private island. I can't deal. I can't be around these fucking people anymore. I can't deal with it. There's not new political views. There is no one in the world. By the way, if you take an African American or another minority group, how could they even agree with that? That's racism.
Well,
they're trying to oppose racism.
Anyone who agrees with that that sentiment that
is
to be
ignorant.
Less white is to be less oppressive, be less arrogant is racist. I mean, I don't think that's a crazy thing to say.
God, that's crazy.
So, and also white is so diverse.
White is just a color.
No, but also like
people are different.
Like we're Jewish, which is our culture and our heritage and our traditions and everything is so different than an Irish person, which is so different from a Russian
or a backwoodsman living in Virginia. I mean,
so it's like we're all white, but
let's
to lump everybody in, which is exactly what the other side
didn't like. What was
says is what's bad that white people do is lumping everyone into a group.
Wow, you got to send it. Don't lose that shit. I love that. To make sure you
don't lose it. I won't lose it.
You have that saved somewhere?
Yes.
Okay. I've never in my life at 50, 40s of age have ever seen something so offensive.
But I don't know what Coca Cola is trying to get done with that, because they weren't trying to be woke because they would have made it public, right? So they weren't trying to virtue signal to the media because they've been trying to hide it. So it was an internal thing. So maybe just the executives of Coke feel like guilty for being white. That could be what other reason do they have? Or they were pressured internally by HR or something.
I think there's got to be some sort of procedural internal thing that doing this, but I can't believe it. So I'm white. That means I'm not humble. I'm ignorant.
But you know what's
arrogant.
even worse? That means so.
All right.
So
Why is that a color thing, though?
right? I was just gonna say. So that means no Asian people are arrogant, oppressive. I mean, the Japanese were one of the biggest imperialist countries in history. But they're not oppressive.
So here's the thing. So I am a lot of those. So I am arrogant. I'm pretty certain of my views. I'm not defensive. I don't think I'm ignorant. I'm humble sometimes.
These are just human traits.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's shocking. So whether I listen or don't listen, or I believe or don't believe, who the fuck can they tell me that makes somebody white or not white? And what's wrong with that? Wow, what a bunch of assholes. Oh, I'm going to talk about that tonight at dinner. Fuck. I got a whole new soapbox.
I just don't understand what the motive is. That's what I keep trying to rationalize it. Like what? Okay, so the people at Coca Cola, like it had to go through multiple hands, right? To get to this point.
I don't know, Bronson, look at it. Looks like a 4-year-old did it.
No, but like what I mean is multiple people had to be like, yes, we're going to have this seminar. We're going to invite these people. So multiple people had to sign off on this happening.
You know what they did?
Because it's such a corporate bureaucracy that it had to go through multiple people. I don't understand what their motivation was. Like who was like, yes,
do you think white people signed off on that?
Yes, definitely. Because Coca Cola, all the executive board is white.
Okay, but my point is
Coca Cola is a white American company. Wow. I mean, there's no such thing as a white company, but it was founded by white people and it's run by white people. But also, who cares who runs a company? No, if they do a good job, Coca-Cola, whoever's running Coca-Cola does a good job.
It's not about doing a good job anymore because if there is no African-American company out there that says you must hire a white person.
Well, there's no such thing as a white company or a black company.
No, Bronson. There are
black-owned companies and white-owned companies.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But also, why do we even... It's just... Why do we make it like that? Why can't we just say a good company or a bad company?
No, I'm agreeing with you. The difference is there are companies that are told they have to hire a certain amount of African Americans, a certain amount of minorities, a certain amount of transgender. I'm saying if it was a African American owned company, they're not saying, just let me finish, right. You have to hire more white people. They're not saying that. I guarantee.
No, they're not because white people are the majority. So that... So it doesn't.
But listen to me. I understand why what you're saying. I get it. But the point is, not qualified people. You have to hire more transgender. You have to hire more women.
But because it's not about merit. We don't live in a meritocracy. We live in a false
and let's equality. Make everybody happy and equal and let's bring those people up. It doesn't matter what you work for. We're going to give the handouts. That's the fucking country we've gotten to. That's the breakdown. I can't take that off. I can't look at that shit. Fucking Coca Cola. No, that's messed up. Shit.
It's really sad because if you really look at what's been happening over the last 15 years, race has become things have become more racist for everything, for black people, for white people. It's become more racist because we're focusing on race so much. Like, why do we keep saying black-owned business, white-owned business? Why can't we just drop that and say business?
Because they shove
and if there are businesses that are in neighborhoods that aren't getting the help that they... But also with business, we should live in a completely free market. There shouldn't be any help with business.
Correct. The government should not get involved in that aspect, telling privately held companies who they should or should not hire.
Or like in California, last year they passed... During the COVID pandemic, they passed a bill in the California House of Representatives that had made it so that executive boards of companies, so like the board of directors, has to have a certain amount of diversity for each race. Yeah. So it literally and then a lot of people were saying this is going to be so hard because the 1% of Pacific Islander race who live in California are going to have to be on every board. So some guy who is Native American, right? He's going to have to be on 10 different boards because every board in California needs to have now a certain percentage of Native Americans.
Listen, that's the problem. How about getting people that are qualified? Here's the thing.
Or just why is the government even involved in who sits on a business board?
It's shoved in our face. Every TV commercial, we had this conversation. Every TV commercial, every movie, every TV show, every magazine, it's shoved in our fucking face.
Right, but see,
nonstop.
But that is a symptom of the free market. So I'm okay. I mean, I'm not okay with it from an idealistic point. But Dad, you think that's why the Coca Cola one confuses me even more, because do you think that like the commercials that we see, like Amazon constantly does commercials where they're like, we put extra care into the black community, whatever. We support trans black women. So they do these commercials. Do you think Amazon really cares about those issues? Not at all. They're only doing it because it helps their brand image and it helps them sell more.
So which goes more towards my point.
Right, but what I'm saying is they're not pushing anything down. They're looking at the market and saying, this is what people want. No. This is what will help us sell. And then they do it.
My point is, if you think about it, what you just said, if the normal person fucking thinks about it, you know it's not sincere, and Amazon doesn't give a flying shit or fuck about they're using them. So it's more offensive. So the point is, if you have any sense of decency and respect, it's more offensive. So if someone talks down to you and starts saying, I Jews this and I think this is great, and you know it's not sincere, it's more offensive. It's offensive. So my point is, it's got to stop, and it's got to stop shoving it in our faces. It creates racism and biasism and more divisiveness. It does. I'm sorry.
Right, that's what I was saying. Like, we're more divided and racist now because we pay such an intense care on race in this country.
So last night I'm sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
No, that was okay. That.
So last night we were 5 couples at my friend's house. We had dinner and then we hung out, and the women went to one side of the backyard. We went to the left side of the backyard. We smoked some cigars. 3 hours talking about this shit. 3 hours. We're fed up with it. We're angry over it. It's enough already. I'm not going to go into details and bore everybody, but it's so commonplace. It's so in your face. It makes you, when I see that tonight, unfortunately, when I see that tonight at dinner, I'm going to talk about it. It's so offensive.
Right, isn't that so, like, I'm so bored of the culture we live in.
But you know, Bronson,
we don't have anything cool anymore in America. It's all just race and gender issues. That's all anyone talks about. We used to talk about cool shit. We used to talk about interesting stuff. We used to have cool movies that came out. We used to have, like, we were watching earlier Dread,
the new one,
right? So that literally remake. All it is was a cool movie where it's just a story about a guy saving the day. It's just an old school hero type story, right?
I get it.
Everything now is completely littered with that political stuff, and it's so annoying because that stuff doesn't help with art. It doesn't help with culture. Like, all our shit now is boring and annoying. All our culture. Like, we don't have cool comedy anymore. We don't have cool TV shows anymore.
No, and
we
why
don't
is
have
that?
Cool movies.
Wait, and why is
we
that?
don't have cool music.
Because the censor is not politically correct and not allowing it.
It's just because everyone's so focused on the issues of race and gender and stuff, which there are issues there. But for that, and there definitely are issues. And they're complicated, and I don't know if there's solutions. Clearly, whatever solution.
But I will tell you this, though, Bronson, and I agree, because you get sick of talking about it. But the difference is, if we don't talk about it and we don't oppose it and we don't speak up, then we're going to be completely engulfed. We have to become. They're the silent majority. Is that the right? What I'm saying? They're the
vocal minority.
Vocal minority, and we're the silent majority. Unfortunately, if you don't speak up and I don't speak up, we don't constantly oppose them, bring it to people's the forefront. The reality is, then you're screwed, because then we get completely engulfed and we're fucked. I'm not allowing that to happen. I'm sorry. I'm not going to allow for us to sit there and say, you know what? Let's just ignore it. That kind of thing with Coca Cola has to be discussed further. We have to talk about it to people.
But I think it's a deeper, like I keep saying, all these stories are symptoms of a different problem. And a lot of this stuff is perpetrated by white people. Like, a lot of it is white guilt and trying to right wrongs. And like, Dad, Hollywood, I work in Hollywood. Hollywood is like one of the biggest bastions of liberal Jews. Political correctness. Right? Like, liberal political correctness, woke culture. It's all white people. It's all white people making those decisions. So it's not like a race thing, right? Like, you always say they shove it in my face. Like, who is the they that you're talking about? Because the majority of it is honestly white people.
No,
and even like Black Lives Matter now. Black Lives Matter, the movement, it has been protesting every day for the last month outside of the White House.
All right, you need to say something. When I'm talking about these things, I'm not saying anything against black people. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the issues. What you're talking about, meaning why shove all these things in our face?
So I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah, but there, I have zero issues with someone's color. When I talk about BLM and things like that, it has nothing to do against black people or African Americans. It's 100% has to do with the fact of what's going on. And the fact is that why can't I say all lives matter? Sorry. Why is it going to be shoved in my face? Why does they got to create this divisiveness? Why is there entitlement? These are the issues I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with the fact that, my whole foundation is live and let live. Fucking, if I don't like you, it's because I know you and I don't like you. I'm not going to prejudge you. That's the way I believe.
That's why I was saying, I think it's a symptom of a bigger problem. And I think it's a problem with kids. Like, I think the youth are being raised in a certain way that is affecting how they think about the world. And you know what I really think it is? And I'm a symptom of this.
We raise pussies. That's why.
I think kids now grow up in too good of a world. And people are going to be like, too good of a world. The world is awful now. And it's not. Compared to any other year in history, we are, even with the pandemic, we live in the safest year,
not for long,
with the least amount of crime, the least amount of death, the least amount of war, all this stuff.
Not for long.
And that's factual. I can link data.
That's correct. And that was because of, I hate to say it, Trump's administration and safety.
No, it's because the world gets safer with advancement. So, but what I'm saying is, I think we live in too good of a world. I think kids grow up, and myself included, honestly, even yourself included, like, we don't have hardships, right? So World War II, a lot of people fought in World War II, and they came back and they realized that there were bigger issues in the world than small neighborhood things.
Social media and news fucks it up too. That's right. So
we're too coddled nowadays that we focus on such trivial issues like Coca Cola being like
That's not trivial.
No,
that's a problem.
I'm saying Coca-Cola. The fact that Coca-Cola is focusing on,
I get it,
on being less white rather than selling Coca-Cola is because the world is too good. They're already perfected selling Coca-Cola, so they have nothing else to do.
If I worked for Coca-Cola and I was an employee there, I would sue Coca-Cola for discrimination, make it feel an unsafe work environment. I would not feel comfortable. They're labeling me for being a negative person for those 15 items because I'm the way I was born and my color of my skin. I would sue their fucking ass. Matter of fact, I don't do class action lawsuits. If I was a class action lawyer, they must have 40,000 employees or something like that.
I believe it more, yeah.
I'd sue their fucking ass on a class action suit. That's disgusting. By the way, if any white person would say, if they said how to be less African American, Asian, Hispanic, we'd be like, that's so offensive. Anyone has to see that's offensive. Anyone. I don't care what your thoughts are. And if you don't agree,
anyone in their right mind, because there are plenty of people who wouldn't.
Okay, I welcome anyone to DM us or comment us and oppose us with your views on why you don't think that's offensive and why you agree with Coca-Cola. Because you are a fucked up person if you agree with Coca-Cola.
I mean, the thing is, a lot of people didn't. Like, it was big in the news on both sides.
I get it, but you understand what I'm saying,
Bronson? I think really people are realizing. So there was a poll that was put out in Republic, I forget which publication it was, that said that 80% of Americans,
that's better,
80% of Americans now, regardless of skin color, regardless of political affiliation, are fed up with political correctness. 80%.
Good. Amen and amen, woman.
Right. So it's like people are realizing that I think it's just gone too far. All right. So I want to get into some of the other things. They're all kind of related. I mean, there's so much to talk about. Let's see. So two big stories this week regarding Biden. Biden hasn't really been in the news since he's been in office.
He say a bad word?
Yeah, but I don't care about that. That's not important news because he said a bad word. Who cares? We say bad words all the time. That's like the kind of news. That's the kind of news that they would talk about Trump, and you would be like, "This is what they're reporting on."
Point. That's because I don't give a shit.
The fact that they're reporting on,
I don't care what he said. Whatever.
Right, that's exactly what I'm saying.
But my point is, if it was reversed, the world would be over. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
Right. But so I don't. But because
I get it. We don't need to talk about
that.
But I'm just calling a spade a spade.
But the news is talking about these two things with Biden.
Right.
So the first one is, I guess we'll go to the one that happened previously. And because one happened this past weekend, one happened last week. So Trump got a lot of flack. One of his biggest criticisms was that he was putting kids in cages, right? That was...
Yes, but that was approved and done by the Obama administration.
Correct,
Let's be so all he was doing was enforcing the law that Obama put in. That's 100% true.
He was keeping up the facilities that Obama built.
Literally was done under Obama's administration.
It's not a law, but yeah.
Okay. Under Obama's administration, and he was following the procedures under what was already there.
Yes, and the media made it out to be... the media made it out to be that they were...
He was a mongrel.
They used the words ripping kids from their families.
Right.
They literally used the words ripping
at
kids at the border.
That's right.
And putting them in cages.
And people drank the Kool-Aid.
So the facility that... Let me get the article up. The facility that Trump was using was just reopened by the Biden administration.
You mean the Kamala Harris administration?
So it's Carizzo Springs. It's in Texas. This is an article from Washington Post, February 22nd, so 5 days ago. Dozens of migrant teens boarded vans Monday for the trip down a dusty road to a former camp for oil field workers. The first migrant child facility has opened under the Biden administration. The emergency facility, a vestige of the Trump administration, is being reactivated to hold up to 700 children ages 13 to 17.
Could you imagine?
So it's the same facility that Trump was operating. And now the media is trying to spin it.
Wait, was he operating? It's the same facility that Biden implemented, operated. The successor president came, which was Trump, used it, which was done by the Obama administration. And now what they were poo-pooing and criticizing him, now the new administration is doing it.
And people are defending, not everyone, but the Democratic institution is defending Biden on this, and the Biden administration saying it's different this time.
Because we're doing it.
And because they keep saying we're not separating children from families.
No, of course not.
But then there are no parents at this facility. It's only children.
It just says 13 children.
If they're not separating children from families, but then it's only children at this facility, where are the families?
Not only that, but
right?
But under Biden's immigration laws right now, anyone that comes in over the borders with a kid that's 7 years old or younger, they cannot detain them. That they'll leave them, let them leave on their own recognizance and for court hearings. So what's happening is
no, it's not. They're bringing them to this.
No. Okay, this is the new aspect. Before
this is 13 to 17, so maybe younger is different. I don't know anything about that.
If you come in an adult, you can be a murderer, rapist, a drug lord.
Where are you getting this information?
I watched it on. This is the God's. I watched this on the news. On
what news?
I watched this on Fox News. A week and a half ago.
So they're letting murder. So if anyone can come in.
Yes. Here's what's happening. So they're letting anybody come in from the borders. But if you come in, you cannot be detained if you have someone coming in with a child 7 years old or younger. So they're using these kids as these mules and things like that. You don't even know if the kids even belong to the people coming in. And they have to let them go into America, whatever, and then get released on their own recognizance so they cannot be detained. You can look that up. I swear on my life, that's what I was watching on the news.
You say all the time that the news is incorrect. But I don't know the details of that. Okay, all right. I'm just but I do know about this.
But you do know about this because you're just reading it in the paper, which I'm okay with.
No, I have 7 different sources here.
Okay.
Because that's another thing I wanted to highlight is the hypocrisy in it. So Washington Post.
So you're surprised about the hypocrisy
Washington
in it?
Post, which is owned by Amazon and Jeff Bezos. So you know how I feel about that. Washington Post did a whole article talking about how good this facility is, right? And how different it is from Trump.
Look at him in the fucking Oval Office with the mask on. Seriously, look at that clown with the mask on.
So it says, this is from the Washington Post.
Now, these are people coming in from the borders, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The 66-acre site groups of beige trailers encircle a white dining tent, a soccer field, and a basketball court. There is a bright blue hospital tent with white bunks inside, A legal services trailer has the Spanish word bienvenidos, or welcome, on a banner on its roof. There are trailers for classrooms, a barbershop, a hair salon, and the facility even has its own ambulances and fire trucks. The most colorful trailer is at the entryway where flowers, butterflies, and handmade posters hang on its walls.
Could you imagine?
This is a news article, and that's not a quote. This is the reporter is writing that.
It's time to leave America.
So then The Guardian, which is a British paper, talks about how that's incorrect.
I want to. Okay, do you see how they made that sound?
Right, exactly. And this is the same facility that Trump operated.
Forget where our kids. You guys went to private school. I want to send you guys there.
Right, and that's the most. Remember, this is the facility where Trump was housing kids in cages.
But I want to say something for a moment. How nice! Wait, 1 minute, Bron. Handmade posters. That's beautiful.
And butterflies.
Beautiful.
And rainbows.
We can end right now. The world is kumbaya. The world's kumbaya. Whatever it is, let's come together.
So then the Guardian reported on the Washington Post article and said, rather than seeking out new and better solutions, the Biden administration is trying to sell us an image of a kinder, gentler imprisonment. The Washington Post says the Biden administration is moving away from the law enforcement focused approach of the Trump administration to one in which child welfare is more centric. That may play well as a soundbite, but how welfare centric is it to place children in jail in the first place? And then so that's like showing the hypocrisy, because it's literally the same facility.
By the way, Bron, these people are evil. That's evil. Isn't it disgusting to spin it this way? Evil.
As of Sunday, there were about 7,000 children in custody, over 90% capacity under pandemic era requirements. Carizzo, which is the camp, it's literally called a camp, it's a prison, is expected to close when the pandemic ends.
I know what happens to the kids. What happens to the kids when they just let go?
So here, watch this. This is on The View, which I absolutely hate. Ugh. But this is the Jen Psaki or Psaki. I don't know exactly how to pronounce her last name. She's the White House press secretary. This is her talking about it, trying to defend.
Looking at them makes me want to puke.
I hate The View so much.
Fucking look at her. She'd be a great dartboard.
Wait, let me get it.
Look at her.
In a different facility.
Hold on.
Well, Megan.
Look at her.
Up here. Hold on. This is Meghan McCain talking to Jen Psaki.
I just want to know, are you or are you not detaining children separately in a different facility?
Well, Megan, this is a facility that was reopened, it was revamped, and it was redone to have these kids in a place where they could have access to educational services, health services, so they could find proper homes. We can't send them directly to families that haven't been vetted. We've seen issues with that in the past.
So it doesn't make sense, because they said Trump is evil for
taking them away from
taking them away from their parents.
But they have no parents here. Yep, there's no
them
parents.
Away from their parents.
Here's
another clip from The View.
Assholes.
This is
there's
incredibly
criticism all
difficult.
the way around, including from people within your own party like AOC. And I think there's just a lot of people that see this as hypocrisy and that it's just sort of potato. It's kids in cages or kids being separated from their families. Kids are being separated from their families.
Well, Megan, what's important and what we all have a responsibility to do is communicate clearly about what this is and what this is
not. Okay, so she's not answering the question.
And this is kids going to a facility run by HHS. We had to open.
So a facility run by HHS, Trump's facilities were facilities run by HHS. So far it's the same.
Don't you want to punch her in the face looking at her?
No, I don't.
Oh, I do.
No,
also, I'm sorry.
She's just doing a job. No, she doesn't.
Because she's full of shit.
But the press secretaries are always. Kelly McEnany, who was Trump's, was full of shit.
She looked much better than she did.
Okay, but see, so you want to believe her more because she looks better?
Well, no, but I believe in what the other one was saying, and she's much better.
Yeah, but that's hypocritical too.
Everyone's hypocritical. I want to punch her in the fucking face right now.
See, that I don't at all.
Okay, you're nice.
She's just doing a job.
You're nicer than I am.
Open a new one to make sure it had the safe protocols in order to address the COVID needs and the health and safety needs, because we can't have as many kids in the former HHS facility. That's exactly what we did.
Okay, it's so hypocritical.
And bullshit. Then it's bullshit. Wow.
And then a reporter.
I'm getting so uptight.
Leaders are not visiting.
Oh, I got to see her again. Who does she know?
Had to be confirmed.
I don't know where I'm going to find it in here. I don't know if I'm going to find that clip. It just is so. Also, The Carizzo Springs site, this is from the Guardian article. The Carizzo Springs site is a secure site. The kids are not allowed to leave. It is unlicensed by the state of Texas. It's being operated by a government contractor for the Office of Refugee Resettlement. The Office of Refugee Resettlement sounds like
oh, please.
A concentration
it's a nice
camp.
For prison. Yeah.
Refugee Resettlement.
Yeah.
It's expected to hold children for 30 days, as reported by the Washington Post, which is longer than the 20 days legally dictated by the Flores Agreement, which was put in place in 1997. So they're breaking the law. Because here, in 1997, a class action lawsuit established standards for the detention and release of unaccompanied minors taken into custody by the authorities. The children are allowed to be kept for up to 20 days while seeking to reunite them. And the Washington Post is reporting that they're doing it for 30 days. So they're breaking the law by doing this.
It's disgusting.
Also, the detention center comes in at a cost of $775 a day per child, compared to $290 a day for more permanent centers.
You know, you can stay at the Ritz-Carlton for less than that a day.
Yeah, $775 a day.
I can get probably about $600 at the Ritz-Carlton.
It's and really bad.
And better sheets.
Okay, and then to keep going on the Biden hypocrisy train, 2 days ago, Biden had airstrikes in Syria. So they had drone strikes, killed 22 Syrians. And no one's really talking about it. But that is the exact thing that the Democrats, although to be fair, a lot of Democrats are very vocally against this. They're saying Biden did this without consulting Congress.
What happened?
This is the Reuters article. I'm trying to read directly from the article so when people are like, these are just your opinions. No, it's not. This is from Reuters. U.S. airstrikes in Syria target Iranian-backed militia. The United States carried out airstrikes authorized by Joe Biden against facilities belonging to an Iranian-backed militia on Thursday. So also, nowhere can you find, I searched for an hour, nowhere on any media source can you find, any American media source, can you find how many people were killed. All the quotes say limited American intelligence has limited casualties. 22 people died. That's from foreign news.
But why? What was the purpose of the airstrike?
Let's see. The strikes appeared limited in scope. Here's a quote right here. It was not immediately clear what damage was caused. Syria did not immediately comment. Biden's decision to strike in Syria and not in Iraq gives Iraq's government some breathing room. The strikes destroyed multiple facilities at a border control point used by Iranian-backed militant groups. So it was an anti-terrorist.
See, they're already starting to think about terrorist attacks in America. It's bad, man.
Trump carried out over 2,000 drone strikes in his 4 years in office. So this isn't necessarily bad if you agree with drone strikes. I personally don't. Why should we be bombing anywhere in Syria? They're their own country. If another country was just sending unmanned drones and dropping bombs in America, it would be an extreme problem. Yet we do it with impunity and no one cares.
Well, the difference is people want to take down America. It's a big difference because we're the powerhouse. So we have to strike first to protect us. No one's looking to say, let me harm Italy. Let me harm France. No, people are coming after America. That's a big difference. It's a big difference.
But it's another country. So we're just completely invade that. We're you know why people want to come after America? Because we're the bully of the world. That's not why. We have more bombs set off in their countries than they have in ours.
Because we're bombing the areas where they're purposely trying to build.
But do you think if we never bomb? But here's
when we didn't fucking bomb during when Biden was president. You know,
Biden was president.
I mean, not Biden. Obama was president.
Obama had as many drone strikes as Trump.
But we had so many terrorist attacks during Obama administration because the people went after America. Yes, we had a lot of terrorism
in America. American soiled Middle Eastern terrorist attacks? No, we didn't.
No, I think we had a lot of terrorist attacks.
American terrorists in America, like the Pulse nightclub, wasn't a Middle Eastern guy.
ISIS was not part of America.
What ISIS attack have we had in American soil?
No, okay.
Which one? In Obama? We haven't. That's why we haven't.
I don't agree with you.
Tell me which one. Boston bombing wasn't ISIS.
Saddam Hussein, we went after him.
That was Bush.
Okay.
That wasn't Obama. And that was also no, there was no attack on American soil. We just invaded.
No, I think there were terrorist attacks during the 2 terms of
the only Middle Eastern terrorist attacks that were large in America were 9/11. There hasn't been another from Middle Eastern.
Why don't you look up foreign terrorist attacks? I don't want to spend time on this, but 100% there were.
There have been more domestic terrorist attacks in the last 10 years than international terrorist attacks.
Domestic, I agree. There's plenty of domestic. That's right.
So why are we bombing other countries when we should be focusing on fixing problems here?
Well, I agree with you, but I still think we need to take out those who are going to be a problem. That's the way I believe.
But what I'm saying is they're not really being a problem.
No, they are. They're potential threats, and they will be threats. And to me, it's if it's you, not you. If it's them or me, I want it to be them. Sorry, I want my family and my property safe. Oh, turn her off. Ugh.
And look, this is another clip, another thing to show the hypocrisy in the media, which is just so annoying. And I'm so sick of talking about it, but I guess you have to. This is from CNN, posted yesterday. Biden sends a message to Iran, but with a scalpel instead of a sledgehammer. So they're basically saying the drone strikes were good under Biden.
That's what they're saying.
No, they're saying the drone strikes were good under Biden because the scalpel was delicate.
Specific, yes.
But a sledgehammer was what Trump did.
Correct.
But they're using the exact same drones, and they were doing the exact same thing. I'm against all of it. Why? But were you against it when Trump did it, or are you against it now? Do you support Biden in doing this stuff?
Okay, honestly, I give Biden a little bit of credit because he's maybe not such a pussy, or maybe it's the armed forces saying what he's doing. He just said okay because he's a yes man. But I think that there's a reason for it, and we have to keep America safe. I don't like the spin on it. I like what they're trying to say, that they're comparing it and making like his is better. And I got to tell you, Bronson, I hear you, but if there's 20 people killed in Syria and that's going to save 20 fucking people in America, I'd rather people in Syria be killed. I'm sorry. I get
but how do we know that it's going to save 20 people in America?
I have a feeling and got to believe that our intelligence is so on it that they're not just saying, you know what? You want to play golf today, and after we finish golf, 18 holes, let's go ahead and bomb Syria?
I think it's the second one. I think it's the media.
I think you're fucking crazy.
It's the media industrial, or the military industrial complex.
Okay, you are fucking delusional if you think that you're bored, let's grab a quick bagel and let's bomb Syria. No.
I don't think it's exactly like let's grab a quick bagel and we're bored, so let's bomb Syria.
There's such
they
level.
make money off war.
No, but
so they want war.
I don't think that. I think there's
Why have we been in constant war for the last 30 years?
Because people...
No, Dad, we've been in war for the last 30 years because it makes us money.
Bronson, it also costs America billions of dollars. Okay,
why is the Defense Department the most funded part of the government?
Because we have to. Because we have to.
No, it's because it's a bloated machine that runs off money and death.
Okay, Bronson, the reality is there are a lot of layers by the time it comes up to saying where Biden said let's bomb Syria. There's a lot of layers, and there's a lot of whether they're Democrats or Republicans or liberal or conservative that are in the armed forces, that are higher ups, that are very good at what they've been doing for 30, 40 years, that they are majors and not captains, things like that,
officers and stuff,
right? But high level officers. And then I'm like, okay, let's do it because it makes money. No, they're in this. They're seasoned in what they do. They're professional in what they do. And there's a lot of intelligence, and it doesn't happen like overnight. It's not about money.
So their job, and I respect the armed forces tremendously and hold them in very high esteem. But their job is defense, right? So like your job, so these high up officers,
their job is to protect and make sure America's safe and free.
Your job is to be a lawyer, right? So you're not going to just sit, like if there's no law to be done, you're not just going to sit back and be like, all right, no law to be done at the moment, I'm going to chill. You're going to seek out the law.
No.
You're going to seek out clients.
Not in what they're doing. Their
job is war. So they're going to seek it out.
Their job is to protect America, make sure it's safe and free. That's what their job is. So if they,
I don't even know if it is anymore.
And listen, and to learn and to keep their intelligence going and to find out what's going on and keep investigating things. For example,
but it's so large.
10, 20 years ago, cyber stuff was not even an issue. Things have changed. So we have to grow with the times.
Right, but they're behind. You think that the U.S. government is the leading? I mean, look, our elections.
I'm not talking about leading. I'm talking about the fact that
clearly influenced by hackers.
Things change constantly. So we have to grow our security and our armed forces have to grow with what's going on and try to be one step ahead of the criminals and the terrorists. I don't think they're saying, let's just go ahead and bomb Syria. I think they said, you know what, our intel, 1 minute, our intel is a problem. Our intel is telling us that Syria is going to be a problem and we better take it out now. And I don't think it's like, well, I heard Bob tell me that they have a plant there over in Syria. No, I bet they vetted it properly, did what we have to do. I have faith in our officers and our armed forces. I don't have faith in our government, but I have faith in our armed forces and those leaders in that regard. And I believe if they properly vetted it, and if they kill 22 Syrians, I'd rather be 22 Syrians than 1 American. That's just the way I am. I'm not saying I'm trying to be mean, but if it's my family, your family, my fucking family's coming home.
Or there's a lot of money in Syria because if they go to war with Iran or with Syria, there's military contracts, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, which have a lot of big influence on the government.
They're not going to war for fuck them. I don't know.
They're going to war for oil too. That's the
Afghanistan
war, the Iraq war were over oil and influence. They weren't over us defending American borders.
I have no problem with what Biden did on that. I don't know why it was done. But it was done for the same reasons as Trump did. But I'm proud that fucking Biden has a little bit of balls in that regard.
Also, interestingly enough, reports inside the White House say that Kamala Harris was not aware of the drone strikes, and she rushed into the Oval Office and was pissed that she wasn't aware.
Oh, why? She needs to be aware.
No, but that's interesting that Biden is carrying out his American defense tactics.
Maybe
just doing his own shit.
Just maybe now that the election's over, maybe his meds are wearing off because they fucking probably dosed him up and drugged him up to be a moron, and maybe he has a pair of balls. I don't know. I don't like him, but just maybe. So who knows? But I don't agree with you. I don't think it's over the economic component. I think there's always a slight component of that, but I think that, as I said, if it's going to be your family and my family, it's 100% my family's coming home. That's all.
Okay, but it's just that's not what it is. It's not your family or my family.
No, but it's
that family in Syria and this family in America, and we're thousands of miles away.
But that
family in Syria isn't coming here.
If they're bombing fucking a facility that might be a threat to, they're not bombing Syria. They're bombing areas of Syria.
But you have to admit that plenty of innocent Syrians have died because of our actions.
But Bronson, I get it. But the point is, we don't know enough. You don't know enough, and I don't know enough.
But also, you think that the government is incompetent and stuff. So why do you place so much trust in the Defense Department, but so little trust in the State Department?
Okay,
it's all the government. They're all the same things.
Bronson, but I don't listen. I don't. As I sit here, you and I do not know. As we sit here today, what facility they bombed and why they bombed it. Why it was a threat. We don't know. We haven't done that research. We don't know about it. I do have faith in the fact of our armed forces. I support them. I respect them. You and I are sitting here today free because of the people that fight for us.
But you have blind faith in the army, but you think that the FBI and the CIA are anti-Trump colluding to do things. They're all the same things. They all work for the same boss.
I don't agree with you.
The Defense Department doesn't work for a different boss. They all work for the government.
But Bronson, there's
so why would that's an optics thing? You're brainwashed.
No, I'm not brainwashed.
To trust blindly in the Defense Department.
There's no doubt in my mind if you find out the fucking reason why they bombed that facility, their intel told them there's a problem there, and that's why they bombed the facility. You just say, it's just because they money, this, that, whatever.
No, I'm sure there was a problem, but do we need to extinguish every problem, or do we focus here and then? Why are we focusing 3,000 miles away?
Because we want to avoid
we're not focusing here.
Wait, but listen to me. I hear you, but I don't think it's one or the other. I think that we need to still keep within America safe. Now, are there issues in America? Absolutely. But to me, my most important thing when I vote for a ticket or whatever, the most important thing for me is safety of my family and the country. That's it. So I disagree with you. I support the Army. I think,
but I wanted to bring it up also because I wanted to see if you supported Biden in this decision, and you said you did. So that
based on what I hear you saying,
I'm not saying that that's hypocritical of you. I'm saying that's good to just not dislike someone totally.
No, because then I'm no better than the other person. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. And I respect that.
And again, I'm going to go back to why we started this thing. We're just going to speak our mind and think that people should speak their mind and not be censored. And this is so we don't have to agree. I don't listen. Even though I support Trump, I don't support everything he does. We talked about this in one of our first podcasts, like when you go there and we'll listen to our rabbi on the high holidays. I don't believe everything that he tells me in his sermon. I take 5% or whatever. The other stuff I'm saying, I don't agree with it. But that's the beauty. You're allowed to listen to what someone has to say and make your own judgment based upon it. And no one should be shunned based on their judgment. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, and I think that's an interesting conversation. And I mean, it's so complex, like the military industrial complex and all that stuff, that there's just
well, why don't we have a very, very close friend of ours who was a captain in the Marines. We can bring him on.
There's a difference between a soldier and the military, right? Just like there's a difference between an employee at Coca Cola and corporate Coca Cola.
Are we able to patch Kevin in now to find out why, if he knows, because he's been involved in the Marine stuff, he has these chat rooms, why we bombed Syria? Well, you don't have the cord to hook it up.
No, I can. I mean, I can. You can call him if you want. But don't you agree with me that there's a difference between like the real leaders in the military and our soldiers?
Okay, but when I look at
because I don't even think like the head officers in the military are the real ones who are really in the like leading the military. Okay. I think it's backstrings
I think you take these fucking generals been in for 40, 50 years and they really care about America and they're machines. They're pit bulls.
Exactly. They're generals who they always report to someone.
I get it.
And I think it's those someones that are the ones doing it. Like in 2006, it was Dick Cheney was one of those people. Was never in the military, but he was making incredibly dangerous decisions that led us to war and led tens of thousands of American soldiers' lives to be lost. It's not.
I believe there are bad decisions made, but I do support, just to sum it up and general conclusion statement, I do think that there are bad decisions made. I think that happens all the time, unfortunately, because people are different. But I also support our armed forces.
And I completely support our armed forces. And I think defense is a very important thing for a country. But I'm critical. When I'm critical of the government, I'm critical of all aspects. So I'm not just going to be like Hillary Clinton and the State Department are the only evil ones. And the Defense Department, I believe in it fully. They all work for the same people. Okay. And I think those people who they all work for do not want the best for the world.
Maybe. Okay. That's interesting. See, you, the opposite. You should be like to see the good in the people. And on this issue, you're like, we switch roles basically.
No, I've always been critical. I mean, I think the government should be completely dissolved. So I've always been critical.
But you understand what I'm saying? But there's a difference that you...
Well, because I'm being critical of the government, not of people. I'm being critical of that's what I keep saying.
But I can be like, the government is made up of people.
Right, and that's why...
technically you're critical of people.
Exactly. And that's why 4 minutes ago I said it's not a problem with the soldier. It's a problem with the military. There's a big difference between an individual and a person... and the organization. And a corporate organization. Because that becomes its own thing. I don't hate workers at Amazon. I hate Amazon as a corporation. There's a big difference, and those can coexist. That's true. What I was saying.
I do agree with you on that. I do. Nobody can disagree. That's a valid statement.
There's so much. I mean, we're over an hour. There's so much we didn't get to, but we'll save it for the bonus episode. So it's good that we have that. So if you
tell a little bit about that. Oh, and we're going to go live again this week, right? This weekend, maybe.
Yeah, we'll be live on TikTok. Okay. Hopefully, our shadow ban is lifted. But whatever. I mean. It is what it is.
Okay.
So I wanted to. I always try to end with something light because don't go reading all the notes because that's going to be the stuff we're talking about in the bonus episode. I always want to try to end with something light because this one was so like a heavy, so fast. That was 15 minutes. I felt like
this goes so fast.
So
I don't think an hour is enough.
Well, we're doing another hour right after this.
Are we really
for the Patreon?
Okay, we have time. I have dinner tonight.
Or we'll do it later.
Okay.
But we have another hour, so it's fine.
Okay.
I wanted to do a funny thing with you, and it's also lighthearted, and it's like a youthful thing. You know how I try to like teach you in something of like young culture. So we said bronies and incels and all that. So I wanted to do this, and we can do it for like 5 minutes, and I think it's funny.
We're going to play box ball?
So there's this website.
You never played box ball, did you?
I know box.
Have you ever played box ball?
I don't know.
Okay, box ball is fuck. See, that's something we could teach you about.
But
Box
I
ball.
played where you do have the 4 squares.
4 squares. You played that.
We called
really?
it 4 square. Is what we called it.
Oh, who's we? Your friends?
When I was
so
young,
you play that
children.
with chalk?
Yes. You would have the 4 squares, and you would stand,
and that rubber ball,
you
right?
had the red ball,
Which is great with the dodgeball ball.
Yes, I've done that.
Yeah, that was great.
So there's a website.
Did you ever play kick the can?
No.
You never
But I know of it.
Red Rover.
I've played
Can
that.
I come over?
Yes.
Yeah.
Red light, green light. Have you played that?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. That was a good shit. Yeah.
Those are great games.
Red light, green light. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Red light, green.
Or there was that was Red Rovers. I don't think.
You ever play ring and run? Now you get shot.
Ding dong ditch is what we called
Same.
it.
We called it ding dong. We SWAT. SWAT TV show. That was great. And they came up with a new version of SWAT.
There is a new one. Okay, so I want to do this for 5 minutes because I think
for those of you of my age, I'm telling you, I must be bringing back some good memories because all that shit was great times.
Those games, like when you're a kid, is fun.
SWAT was awesome.
My friends and I we would play like Manhunt and out at night, and we'd be like, it was pretty much just hide and seek.
No, that's
but
what
calling it Manhunt
that was
made
fucking
it seem
great,
way
man.
cooler.
And we also dress dark up. We used to dress in black
Oh
clothing.
yeah, we would dress up in black clothing, and you
hide in the bushes,
and you were crawling around on the ground, and you felt so intense. In
now
your
you
head.
get shot.
It was literally just hide and seek.
No, now you get shot.
Why'd you get shot?
Oh, if you're
we
doing
would play it in like
someone's
a car. Oh, we would do it in our yard. We wouldn't do it in someone else's.
We would do it in our whole neighborhood. And you'd be hiding people's under their decks.
Their desk. You break into houses.
Listen, it was weird, like hiding under the desk. No, but you'd be hanging on the decks or by the car and shit like that. Yeah, today you get shot.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, what do you want to do?
I don't know if we have time for this.
We could do whatever the fuck we want to do.
So there's this website. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Omegle. If I say that, do you know what that means?
Not even close.
So there's this website called Omegle, which used to be a popular thing, and it's gaining popularity again. When I was in middle school, we would go on it like every weekend. My friends and I, we would like go to someone's house, and you would go on Omegle together.
Is it porn?
No. Yes and no.
I'm proud of you.
No. So what it is it's a website where it connects you with a random stranger via webcam and microphone who is also on the site.
Okay, that's creepy. I wish I knew that. You were how old?
Well, my friends and I would do it in middle school. We were probably like 13.
At our
and you'd
house?
go because you tried to like see a girl and like get her to show her tits.
Our house.
We would do it everywhere.
Wow.
You would literally go with your friends and the thing is,
and it's breasts, Bronson's breasts.
But then the thing is, everyone was going on to try to see naked girls, but then all you see is naked guys because that's the only people who were on it. Like, why would a girl in their right mind go on Omegle?
Oh, God, that's hysterical.
So I thought we could go on Omegle for like 5 minutes and just cycle through and talk to people and see who's on.
You're crazy. I don't want to go. Keep it over there. I don't want to do it.
Here, I'll find that.
Yeah, you do it.
No. Well, the webcam will be on both of us, and we'll see. Usually, every third one is a dick, but you can talk to strangers.
Okay, this is hysterical. Now, will people see this?
Yes, I'm recording my screen.
Oh my!
Let's go on
God.
Omegle.com.
You're recording screen right now?
Yeah, I'm recording.
That's unbelievable. You could do that shit.
See, that's what that says. All right, so let's go the unmoderated section. So the 18 plus. If there are any penises that come up, I'll blur them.
What's the deal with this world?
We used to do this all the time, Dad.
Oh, I don't
and you would like when you got a girl on, you would like try to. I mean, this sounds so bad now, but you would try to like convince her to show nudity, and they would try to convince you to show nudity. I don't know if I've ever shown my penis. I don't think I'm trying to think. Everyone does it.
I'm a bad parent.
But it's an old thing, and now,
wow.
All right, let's see what we got.
I'm a bad parent. What are you doing? Yeah, type. You know what you look like? Someone taking at the airport my ticket. You're doing a lot of fucking typing.
Oh, and there's a penis. The first one on is a penis.
Oh my god.
First. Okay, so now we're on. Okay.
So he's videoing his penis as he masturbates?
Yeah.
Why would he do that?
Because I guess he thinks a woman is going to like that. I don't know. Okay, let's see what else we got. Okay, that's obviously fake. Okay, now we're on a new one.
Okay,
all right, we're in here. We're in here. All right, let's try it again.
1 minute. Take me off that. I don't want to be on it.
Okay.
That's some nasty shit.
Not many people on right now. Okay, that's a black screen. Hello? Nope, they left. Oh, and another person jerking off, and he left. See, so it's just constant jerking off.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. Let's see this one, unmoderated.
What's that mean?
Start. Connecting to partner, use at your own risk. Hey, he left. I want to try to talk to him.
Why?
Oh!
Oh, he had a whole mechanism.
Yo, what's
that
up?
kid's 4.
Is that English?
No, that kid's fucking 4 years old. Turn it. Go to your parents.
You shouldn't be on this app, dude.
Say goodbye.
Okay, I left
and
them.
speak English.
Well, I mean, this is a...
Did you see?
Okay, that's fake.
Did you see that guy? He had a whole contraption. Oh, I'll never.
These are all scams. What happened to the site?
I'll never get that out of my fucking brain.
Yo, jerking off.
So
Black dude jerking off.
So what happens?
Yo, what's up? Oh, I want to talk to someone. Hey, man. Everyone leaves. No, everyone wants a girl. That's the thing. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Can I see
that was
this?
someone with a flashlight. We'll block. I'll blur out.
This is nasty.
I want to.
Did you ever get a girl on?
I've seen some boobs on this. Yo, dude.
Why would I have a question. Why would the guy want a video?
Hey, what's up? Everyone leaves because everyone wants a girl, but there are no girls on here. That's the funny thing about it.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So who's he jerk?
Hey, man.
Oh, he's got clips to his balls. You see that?
Oh my God. See, but that's the funny thing about this is that it's, hey, I want to talk to someone jerking off. I want to ask them if they've gotten like a girl on here. Hey, dude.
He's got a cup
he's about to jerk off into his cup.
Oh my! All right, I'm done.
No, we got to get someone to talk to us.
This is wrong on every level. Bron, this is wrong. No, I can't look away.
There are way more dicks than it used to be. Way more.
All right, why? What are they jerking off to?
Hey, that guy was creepy.
What are they jerking off? This is a fuck.
Hey, man, what's up? Oh, fuck. I want to talk to someone. Hey, dude. Everyone leaves when we're not a girl. Oh, nice dick, bro.
Why do you even say that?
Another piece. Hey,
stop.
How's it going, dude?
Oh yeah, no, I'm done. Turn it off. Listen, I want to say to everybody, Bronson.
Maybe if I go to the not like the regular version, so it's just. Let's see.
You need help.
Hey, shit.
You need help. I'm
Why
going
do
to
I
talk
need
to
help?
mom.
I'm not. I haven't been on this in years.
Turn this shit off.
Hey, fuck! They keep leaving. Hey, man, what's up? Oh, he was about to speak. Oh, hi.
Go big screen.
Oh, they're real. How are you?
Go big screen.
How many penises have you guys seen?
Bigger.
What are two nice girls like you doing on here? What do you want?
I want it to go bigger so I can see.
I can't make it bigger.
So
you're bored, so you come to look at strangers' penises? I mean, are there nice people on here? Have you made friends?
What'd she say?
Have you made any friends on here?
Yeah, actually. This one guy said it was a song.
Where are you? Are you in
Are you
England?
guys in England, the UK? Okay.
So you're right now on a podcast that we have in the United States.
No way.
Yes. Yeah, we have.
This is my dad here. We have a podcast.
We have thousands of viewers, and we're on TikTok. We have over 6 million views on TikTok. So why don't you tell them so they can follow us? Tell them what it is, Bronson.
It's the podcast is called Daddy Issues.
Write this down, ladies.
The Instagram is Daddy_issues podcast, and I was trying to show my dad what Omegle is because he didn't even know that this existed.
Yeah.
And we were trying to get to real people. We've gone through maybe 40 penises
nasty.
to get to you finally.
These guys are disgusting. It's disgusting, these guys. Do you see us?
This one.
Let me see.
Yeah, that's us.
Yep, that's us.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so you got to follow us, okay? And then you can we go live every Tuesday evening.
Yeah.
So you can
on
TikTok, so you can DM and.
But wait, I want to go back to Omegle. So you guys come on here. It's nighttime where you are, right, in the UK.
Yeah.
So
wait, what's all over your walls? Can I see? What is that? But what is it? You just
like decorations.
Yeah, but did you put tape shit up there?
No, they're hung up and stuff.
Okay.
So do you actually talk to cool people? Because it's so many penises.
No, we just really just skip past them.
And do your parents know that you're on here?
No.
Because when I just showed my dad this, and I said that I used to go on with my friends, we would go on like on a weekend on nighttime, like you guys are doing.
You know, I'm not on the podcast at all right now.
He said
on the video.
You're on that video.
Oh, okay.
He said that he was like, I can't believe that you did this and I didn't know. That's so bad.
So let me ask you a question. So are you sisters?
No, we're cousins.
Cousins. So you just have them, what, sleep over at nighttime?
Sleep, or they're just hanging out.
Just hang. What time is it there now?
Half 11.
In English, what was that?
They said half to 11.
Oh, 10:30.
11:30. Half past 11 now, sorry.
Gotcha. Well, you guys must really be bored if you're going on this site.
That's what we used to do. I'm 25 now, but when I was 13, 14, 15, 16, we would do this for fun. Like, I just go on.
Yeah.
Have you ever met what's the longest conversation you've had with someone on here? Like, do you have a full conversation?
Other than this?
Yeah, we did. We met a small girl in America, and she like owned her own restaurant and stuff. And she was telling us about it. And ended up like adding her on Snapchat.
Wow. Okay. It's hard to filter through all the penises. He was getting very,
disgust. The guys are fucking gross. Gross.
It's concerning like the amount of little kids you see.
What?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
She said it's concerning the amount of little kids that are on there.
Well, we saw a kid on there. I'm like, get off the thing. This kid was like, first I didn't speak English, but this little Asian kid, I'm like, get off the site.
How old is this? We're like a 9-year-old.
How old are you two? You guys can't be more than 16.
No, we're 7.
7. Oh, so close.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad that we got someone real. So we're recording our podcast, and I was going through trying to find someone.
She's 17 drinking wine.
Well, they're in the UK.
Okay.
How
What?
long have you been looking for like normal people now?
What?
How long? What?
Have you been looking for
10 minutes?
Not even.
Yeah.
Not even. About 8 penises in.
before we just use black screens and like you just start typing and just like no skin.
I feel like, because every time that we've been on, like every person that we've gotten skips us right away because we're
Well, you're like,
guys.
hey, dude. And yeah.
Well, because there's a guy jerking off and I want to talk to him. I want to see him.
Okay, that's not normal. You want to talk to the guy jerking off. That's fucked up.
Because I want to ask him, what are you trying to do? Like,
He's
why
trying
are
to
you
jerk
on
off.
it?
We know what he's trying to do.
I know, but like you're jerking off to strangers.
Okay, no, but
do you think that do you think that women want to see your penis?
I don't know, but
unsolicited?
you're going to talk to a guy while he's jerking off on a fucking crazy site?
Because I want to ask him. I want to ask him.
No, I didn't raise you like that. No way. Ugh.
It's disgusting. It is.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
So then why are you guys on it?
Because I'm bored.
But-
Friends.
There's nothing else
Friends
to do.
on Omegle? Friends on this website? Okay, I didn't know you could do that.
I mean, that's why, to be completely honest, when I went on with my friends, we would go on to try to talk to girls. We wouldn't try to go on to make... I mean, friends talk to girls.
Yeah, you're
synonymous.
looking for friends.
But I get where they're coming from because I did it. Like in terms of the boredom. When you're just sitting around at home and it's late and like you want to, I don't know, there's nothing else to do.
Wow. So are you guys in school or are you staying home because of COVID?
Staying home.
Wow. And how are you related as cousins? Whose parents or what?
How are you related as cousins? He asked.
Yeah, my sister.
Oh, it's your sister?
Yeah.
Not cousins?
But like, it's like not sisters. Because like our mum and dad, that's why we don't really look alike. The mum and dad are just scared us as well, like cousins. It's not really like.
What the fuck did they just say?
Okay. I don't know.
Do you have a marble in your mouth when you're speaking? You guys, wait.
The connection is, it's hard to hear.
Oh. Yeah, it's pretty bad Wi-Fi.
That's right. We're over our time.
Right. So,
But I'm glad that we got to a real person.
That's fine.
It was nice to meet you guys.
Have a nice night. Try and find some other people.
Enjoy the penises.
no, stop. Stop. They're too young. Hell no. Do not look at the penises.
We vote.
You should not be on this website. Seriously, I want
We're
you
going to tell your parents.
I want you to go. I want you to put the alcohol down. I want you to go. I want you to tell your mom and dad that you love them. and I want you to go read the Bible.
Okay.
And follow us on follow our, what do you call it? Instagram and
TikTok
and podcasts and everything else. Okay. All right, guys.
All right. Nice to meet you.
Be safe. Bye bye. How funny is that?
Yeah.
All right. A little scary.
So that's Omegle for you. Other real people.
Too young. How are you?
Hi. We do have to go. I mean, we're really short on time.
So you're on a podcast. We have a national podcast that you're on right now. We're just
we were scrolling through Omegle trying to see how many real people versus penises.
Okay.
And
girls, how old are you?
17.
You guys look like you're 12. Can I see some ID, please?
no, we're not doxing anyone. No. Don't listen to them.
Where in America are you?
We're from Norway.
Norway. Wow.
See, that's the cool thing about this website. Like, you can connect with people from all over the world.
Girls, go do me a favor, girls. Go read a book. You should not be on this website. Seriously. Where are your parents? Are they home?
No.
Right. So you should not be on this website. Go paint, do something, but don't be on this website.
All right.
Yeah,
Nice to
Take care, guys.
enjoy Norway. All right. Enough of that.
Yeah.
So that's Omegle for you.
That was fun. Thanks for sharing that.
We're at an hour and a half, which is
That's
long for
right,
us,
but that was funny.
That's all right. I thought that would be a funny.
Wow. I wish I didn't see that. One guy had a whole big contraption.
I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing with all the blurring of all the penises.
All right, guys. So, tell real brief if you want to tell them about the 2 episodes a week and what's going on, so people can. Because there's new listeners every time, Bron, so they don't know.
Right. So go follow us on Patreon. It's Daddy Issues Pod on Patreon. You'll get an extra episode a week, which we literally didn't get to. We got to a quarter of the topics I wanted to talk about.
Didn't even scratch the surface.
So on the bonus episode this week, I want to talk about the Mr. Potato Head. I want to talk about California is giving fines for gendered toys. We'll get into that. California is. I want to talk about a new COVID variant, which they say isn't going to work with the vaccine.
Of course. But we knew that.
Right. So we'll get into that stuff on the bonus episode.
Okay.
So go follow us there, and you get 4 episodes extra a week or a month.
And special time with us. Guys, thanks for all the support. Love you guys. Great weekend. Well, we're not live, so it doesn't matter, right?
Right. They'll be getting this on Monday.
Right.
So we hope you had a nice weekend.
And have a great week. How about that?
Yes.
All right. Love you guys.
Love you, and love you, Dad.
Love you, Bronny Boo. You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.